Alright, now I'm gonna go, I'll grab this and grab that. I'm gonna delete the history. And I'm gonna freeze transform. That's just some stuff, whatever. Then I'm gonna, well, first of all, I'm gonna do an incremental save. Shift right click while these two are selected. In object mode, combine. As soon as I combine it, right, you notice it changed the name slightly. And then it also made these little empty little nodes or groups, right? So, and I also see here it says poly unite. I need to delete history. As soon as I do that, most of the junk is gone except for this. I'm going to delete that. Keep my outliner clean. Alright, so now it's combined. Name it. Alright, from there, okay. Let's see if I try to bridge these. Right, this and this. Shift right click, bridge. And then, but I want to delete the history. The bridge tool can be semi-glitchy, where it'll not merge vertices at times. That's why I'm very cautious about it. Shift right click. Okay. Shift right click. Bridge. See? Okay. And then I'm gonna delete the history. I'm gonna double check the vertices to check that they're merged. Alright, good. Alright, next. Grab this and this. Alright, shift right click. Bridge. Not too bad. This and this. Stop. Press G as in George. Repeats the last command. Delete history. Incremental save. Control Alt S. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Let's take a look what else I can do. Down here. Right. Starting to stretch a bit. So I'm probably gonna add an edge loop here. Grab these. Right. Oh, no. Go to vertex mode, side view, so I can easily grab them. Right. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna add a edge loop, right, for the thigh side wall, because the spacing, right, there's a big old chunk. So I'm gonna pull it down a bit. And look here. Look here, just double checking. So the reason why I put it down a bit is that I'm going to add a edge loop right down the middle. So I have a nice transition. And if you look at the spacing, they're nice and even. Now I can go in and, you know, flush this out nicer. I want to pull this a bit out because it's kind of skewing a bit. Alright, good. And then I will go here to here, merge it. But I need to delete that. Let me delete that. Reason why is that I need to connect to this. If I have a edge here, it's gonna make the bridge not work well. That's why I deleted it. I can't have a subdivide here and try to bridge it. Bridge. Good. Delete history. And this area here. Grab that. I want this and this to align more. I want this to start to skew in more. Pull this in more. As long as my shape is maintaining. And then I'm gonna go and grab this and this. Shift right click. Okay, or maybe append to polygon. Click on this border. These are triangles that's giving me, or arrows that give me clue as to where to go, like that. See, click and click. Alright, good. Delete history. Right, incremental save. This backside, right? I can do with maybe grabbing this and this. Maybe I can, or just grab that, and then I can pull on that. And this, I want to pull on that a bit. Keep that nice shape. Maybe pull that in. Maybe pull that in a bit. Pull that out a bit. Right? I'm looking at my planks. They're proportionally looking okay. Right? These are just giving me clues that everything is still intact. Alright, anyway, next, grab this and this. Shift right click. Bridge. See, slow and steady. You know, it may look kind of scary right now, but it's fine. I'm gonna do the insert edge loop and massage the hell out of it. This here, maybe I'll pull a bit, so it's gonna link up. Maybe I'll also grab this rotation just to angle it. Then I'll grab the vertex and stretch it a bit. So it's very flexible, right? As long as you don't do anything crazy, like things like this, right? Or things like this, you know, don't do things like that. Otherwise, there's flexibility, leeway. Grab this and this, shift right click, bridge. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me grab this and pull this a bit. Let me grab that, let me pull that a bit. Then, okay, let's grab something more obvious. Here, I'm gonna widen this up. I'm gonna widen this up. And then I'm gonna widen that up. See, which is fine. That's why having good, clean mesh, you can afford to do this. Bam. Here, grab this, pull it a bit so it matches up, pull that so the trajectory of the lines are still nicely balanced out, again due to having a clean mesh in the first place. Nice. Alright, grab this and this, bridge. Running slightly off kilter, which is fine. Which one do I want to manhandle? grab these faces. I'll pull it back. Then I'll grab these edges, pull this in, pull this in. See? And I'll grab that and pull that in. Then I'll grab this, I'll pull that. Then I'll grab that and I'll pull that. So now it continues. Again, just having patience. I'm looking at the shape of my thigh. Right. See if my major planes are okay. Looks okay. This part's swaying this way more, so maybe I'll pull this in a bit. I need to touch up on this. What happens if I have to pull on this? Alright. Incremental save. Let's delete the history. Edge mode. Grab this and this edge. Right, so this one's kind of jutting out while this is jutting in. Right. See? This trajectory, they're kind of off. So maybe I can grab these. Maybe I can tuck this in a slight. See, before, after. Grab these, tuck this in a bit. Right, so it'll align. Right, it's just eyeballing basically. Go back here. I'll grab this and this. Bridge. I'm not worried about this right now. This and this. G, press G to bridge. Press 3 to see if there's any weird artifacts. Delete history. Alright, next. This area here. I'm gonna go shift right click, extrude edge. Yank it down, push it out, go to vertex mode, select a vertex, shift right click, merge vertices, target weld, 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 weld. There you go. Alright, so this is basically how I had started off with the other model. Slightly different approach. Alright, now I'm gonna go delete the history. Right. I'm gonna do a duplicate special. Right. But my pivot point is here. I'm gonna press D as in David. Hold V as in Victor. And just snap it here. Right down the middle. Press W to get out of the tool. Edit. Duplicate special option box. Instance, -1, apply, close. There. Looks hella wonky right now, which is fine. Right. Always name things. Copy that name. I'm gonna dump it in here. Copy and paste the name, put underscores. This is the body, right? Alright, so 14 minutes. Now what I'm gonna do is shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna dump one here. Right down the middle. dump one here. Ooh, doesn't like that. Actually, I'm gonna go multi-cut. Dump one here, right down the middle every time. Down the middle, down the middle, down the middle. And connect to here. Here, multi-cut, click and snap. Alright. These, I'm gonna merge it. Same for this. Press G as in George. I'm gonna show how to fix that up. Alright, let's work on this. Well, first thing is this guy. Maybe this. Do I need this? I made this before. What happens if I just delete it for now? Maybe I change my mind. I don't want this anymore. Right. So it actually made it look nicer because it took away the stiffness of it. See, like I just showed, you can change your mind as long as nothing crazy happened. And I changed my mind because it'd be easier to control. Right? Because if I had the other edge loop here, I'd have to move it as well. Right? But now I just move that, and then I can move this in. Right? Get the topology moving nicely. And maybe this, I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to tuck that in this way. And then this area, I mean, I kind of like this. Right, so I'm looking here as well. These lines, right, this is the middle. I wanted to keep it nice and clean. So I'm going to pancake it flat using this scale. Alright, so at level 1, I'm looking at my lines to help me give clues as to what needs some minor touch-ups. Have the line flowing versus level 3, which is harder to tell. At level 1, I can also see this here, right? Doing this, bow-legged, kind of don't like that, so I'm going to bring it in. So visually it looks nice. Next, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the proportions of my thigh. Right, it's kind of sloping in a lot. Right, and I want to maintain that beefy looking thigh-ish. So I'm widening that up again. Maybe I changed my mind, so I widened it up. So I'm widening this up. Then I notice this skewing in, right? If you think of these as line drawings, schematic line drawings, I want the curvature to flow nicely, which is basically the topology. This here is getting wonky. This is getting wonky, so I'm going to pull on it. I'm going to pull on it forward. This is kind of jutting out, so I'm going to pull it back. This is kind of jutting out, so I'm going to pull that back slightly. This here, pull that back. This, I'm going to pull this back a bit. My spacing, proportion of my faces, they're still nice and predictable. This part here, maybe I'll tuck that in a bit. Push this here a bit. Push this out a bit. Get that meaty thigh. Maybe I'll push that out too. So I'm looking here. Do I like this shape? Maybe this shape here, where it transitions, maybe I'll turn this in. Push it in a bit. So I feel that curve bending transition more. And then maybe I don't want to lose its girth. So maybe I'll push this vertex out a bit. Right, so I get that nice sidewall. Pump that sidewall out. Right? See my major planes that I talk about all the time. Maybe I'll grab that, push this out. push this out this way. So my line of action is a strong line of action, which results in a strong silhouette. Let's take a look here. Right now this part is losing its shape super fast. It drops off. So I'm gonna grab those, including here. Right, these are some of the major planes. Ooh. Oh, let's fix this. I don't like that. I want to flow nicer. I don't like how this is tapering off so much. I want to give it a nice beefy plank of a face. Because this is the hamstrings. Hamstrings area is a major muscle area. So it needs that plane. Push this in for a line flow. Maybe this is doing this too much too fast, so I'll even it out. And maybe I'll grab this and tuck this in a bit. See? Just like in drawing. This part here, yeah, I'll beef that out. Yeah, grab this, and pull that. Maybe this here, maybe I don't like that jutting out. Maybe I don't like this, poking out too much. Poke this in a bit so it balances out. Maybe I'll push this out a bit. This maybe I'll pump out a bit so I have a nice curvature like that. See? This part right here. And I'll pump that out a bit. Maybe a bit more. Grab this, push this in a bit. Look from here. Okay. "22 minutes." So there you have it. See, in real time you see that everything coming together. All right, it looked very daunting, but like I said, everything comes down to the lines and the proportions of your faces and how clean they are. This is why I stress this all the time. This is what separates the amateur to people that know what they're doing. You hand this off to maybe a co-worker, maybe you got sick or something and they need to cover you. You hand this off to a co-worker and they have no issues with it because they know they can go and modify and change it really easily because the mesh is very clean. See? Alright. This part, I'm going to think of ways to offset this. There you go. And grab this. This part I gotta fix as well. Gotta use some trickery. Anyway, that's 24 minutes already. But as you can see, it's coming along very nicely. Always check around. Nice transition. The butt area gotta touch up a lot. I don't like this. Tuck it in a bit. Yeah, I kind of want to push this in. Maybe I'll grab this and maybe I'll pull this in. See? Very clean. Easy to make on the fly changes. Alright, so that's the end of that video. Bye.